All right, we are now recording. Hello, Memechkin. It is very nice to meet you. How are you doing?
Hello, Caleb. Nice to meet you too. I'm pretty fine and perfect right now. A little bit nervous too.
That is perfectly fine. I am also nervous for a multitude of reasons. So one of the first things I always like to do is just who are you and what do you do?
Um, okay, my name is Meme or Mimi. You can call me whatever you want, and my artist name is Memechkin. Um, right now I'm an freelance artist and illustrator based in Bangkok, Thailand. And uh I mostly do about uh, creating arts like painting or like try something new like mixed media, but I focus on digital one, yeah, the most.
All right, so you primarily do the digital medium. What program
Yeah.
do you primarily use?
Um, at first I use Procreate, but I changed to like Clip Studio Paint because it more convenient and kind of I don't know. I get used to that. Rocket is still good, but uh, the clip still have has many efficiency options for my work. Yeah.
Awesome. So, being in Thailand, I don't really know much about Thailand. Are the arts like a really good career path over there, or is it a kind of a risky?
Um, it's pretty hard to say because I would say not every people go easy in this path at all. Even I'm still like struggle a little bit sometimes because uh, as you know or you may not, every artist have like a period that you have to find yourself, and that period of time is pretty challenging and pretty hard to come over it, to truly find who you are, find your identity, and to let other people know that who you are actually. So, like from my experiences, I would say it's not a pretty dream job at all, like for normal people, because um as I saw my cousin or my relative is no one are artists except me. Like they would go find another way in another kind of career path like that they like. But even it's not a it's not a dream job, but I still I think people can have hope in this kind of career if they really love to do art.
So, an interesting thing that you said is that the hardest part is finding yourself as an artist. What do you mean by find yourself?
I think find yourself from my definition is uh to really know who you are and who you want to be. At first, like I pretty sure that most kids or the someone who start doing art have idols or favorite artists that they look up to and want to be like them in some day. But I think it's just a small part and it's just a starting point of the journey of becoming artist, because that way you have to uh put yourself like into the art and kind of explore it in your way. You cannot like um oh, I saw this style and I really want to be them and I copied it or I reference it and that's all is I think it's not that that works at all.
So whenever you're trying to find yourself, it is taking all of the inspirations that you had and then creating so much of your own artwork that all of your inspirations end up turning into your own style.
Yes,
All right, that is definitely one of the hardest hurdles because you have the ideal of an artist that you think of, right? Like you probably got like five artists where they were your inspirations and you practiced their art
of course.
all the time. And as you got better at art, your art slowly drifted further away from their styles. And so on one end, you probably felt like you were failing to become an artist because your stuff didn't look like theirs. But because you kept doing the art and kept creating such a unique style, now to other people, your art is now the thing where, oh, if they could just create art like you, then
Oh
then
yeah.
they'd be satisfied. So you think that's like
Yeah,
a
like
journey that every artist has to go on, and it's really important.
yeah, it's really important.
What is what is the hardest part about starting as an artist?
The hardest part of being artist. Mm, from my experiences, I think it's about passion. I think passion is the first uh things you need to get by yourself, not just uh other person told you to like you want to try, you want to do, or anything about this. You have to like really love what you're doing, even you're not doing that good at that time. And I think the second important is um accept your failure because at that time, like I'm pretty sure that most artists have that um burnout time or don't know what to do about their arts. Yeah. But after you face your failure and you like, okay, I'm gonna think about it carefully and want to find if any way better to create art or looking for the like solutions of your art to improve, I think is pretty important.
How how long does it take you to get your first job, and what does it feel like when you finally get that first job?
Um, I like to like tell you first about
Mm-hmm.
uh my past
Okay, yeah,
style
that'd be
because
great.
I used I used to draw like a fan art before for the games, popular games, anime, and every kind of handsome or beauty characters. I personally like them, and at that time it's pretty good time because I enjoyed it, and other people enjoy it too. But uh, since one day I start to realize that um, this is not my kind of, you know, it's just I just put my idea and create it with like others' idea too. It's not my original. And so I start to think to myself that am I really want to like do this all along like forever? just kind of risk and try something else, try something that uh it's really my own original. Yeah, so I changed it. Like at that time it's pretty hard because I don't have uh any proof of success at all. Because it's just starting time because yeah. So I kind of struggle for about a year pretty much. But fortunately I still in like my university, so I have plenty of time to explore and kind of, creating art. And also fortunately too that my professor is also support me to do the new style too. Yeah. Okay, back to your question that how long I got my first work, right? As I remember correctly, I officially got my first work after like 2.5 years after I changed my style.
2.5 years after changing your style.
Yeah,
That feels like a very wide gap whenever you're in it, because you also don't know at
yeah,
that time that it's going to be 2 years. You think it could be like forever, right?
yeah, forever.
So what is?
Because at,
Oh, sorry, go.
oh, okay. I just said that because at that time I'm mostly like having an event than open commissioning. Yeah, so I think it's because I doing like that, people doesn't notice I also like have a commission too. Yeah, but yeah, after 2.5 years.
So you already had like a really good core of art because you'd been doing fan arts of just anything that you enjoyed, and you realized along that way that you needed to make your own original art, that you couldn't keep making art for other people's work. So that's whenever you were like, I have to become my own unique artist and create my own unique vision because I have these visions of these characters in my mind and of these worlds, but they don't exist yet, and I'm the only one who can create them. And by pursuing that, that ended up being what attracted people to you and your artwork and wanting to do commissions and other things.
Um, I think it's pretty. Actually, I'm not sure about the others people think about that at all because um most people who come for my pieces like uh I think they saw something in my art, like kind of the vibe, the story, the aesthetic of the colors and every artistic element. So I think it's kind of true that maybe they just want something that I can create for them.
So I think that's really interesting that you said the why and the story behind your art, because that's something that I feel the why and the story are two things I realized as I've been going and looking at art that I enjoy and art that's getting made lately, is that the art that I really appreciate is not the art that is necessarily the most technically accurate, but the art that I can tell had intention behind its creation, which is what I would call the why and the story. Is that intention is the word I would use to try and capture both of those, because with classical art, which is the primary art realm that I started with, I follow people on Instagram who explain what those pieces mean, and you realize like you look at it and you think it's one thing, and they start explaining all the details of it, and you realize, oh, there's so much more going on to this piece of art whenever they created it. And a lot of artwork now, where I feel, especially in like people starting out, they don't know why they're creating a piece and they don't have a reason for it to exist. They don't have the story behind the creation of that piece. So it
Mm-hmm.
ends up making their art feel really dead and bland and boring. And so for you, with your artwork, I think alive is what a lot of people would probably use to describe it, because whenever you see
Thank
the
you.
characters inside of it, the characters feel like they have really strong emotions about something. And so whenever you create your pieces, I see the why and the story. I don't necessarily know what it is, because especially like the background elements of your pieces, will be like flowers or almost like fairy like creatures compared to the women. Like uh so I don't necessarily know how to break it down or know your intention behind it, but I can tell that there is a why and a story to every piece that you make. And so that's, I think, one of the things. I think you nailed it whenever you said that this is the thing people saw in your artwork that makes them
Thank you
attracted.
so much.
You are very welcome. The how Let's get into your artwork itself now. So the way I would describe your artwork is it's 21st century pinup girls is what comes to my mind.
Sure, sure. It's because my first inspiration for my kind of turning point of changing my art style is this the Japanese artist Sorayama. You know that?
I do not know. Can you say his name again?
Sorayama.
So I do not know him. There's a different Japanese artist that I'm thinking of whose artwork I don't. It's weird because the artwork that I'm thinking of that he created looks quite different from yours, but for some reason his artwork is the same that I'd compare to yours. But first, tell me about Soriyama. Let's stay on that line of logic first.
Uh, the the reason I say that Sorayama is my first inspiration is I kind of like the vibe and the silhouette that he created because uh as you searching on the internet he drew many uh bodies of girls and women but in chrome or holographic and
Mm.
kind of metal surface, which I also agree with my dad that this is a actually nude picture, but didn't feel nude at all because it's not a skin, it's not a human skin. And this kind of drive my obsession about shiny and metal surfaces because I also like kind of like shine. And I come, uh, my brain is not working right now.
It's okay.
Okay,
I'll
I
just say
combine
I
it.
pulled up Soriyama while you were talking, and I 100% I have seen this guy's work before, so I
Okay,
definitely see
sure.
the inspiration for it.
Yeah, but I don't want to be like a very erotic right like him at all because I still like the vibe kind of uh peaceful and very a little bit mysterious. So I combine it with my another obsession is Japanese culture, which is a anime or manga style.
With
Yeah, because
the like the bigger
yeah,
eyes and the exaggerated
yeah,
feminine
and the
features.
kind of the line art on the every
Yeah,
single
line art.
detail. Yeah, because I used to love to draw kind of G pen and stuff before, but I gave up on it because it's too messy and I can't like control my hand at all when I was still a kid. But right now I turn this kind of obsession to in digital arts. Yeah.
What So that's the inspiration behind it. But if I if I was a person who had the ability to like put your art in a museum, and it's like this is what everyone who in the museum is going to refer to your art as, how would you describe the art to me before I put it up?
The category, right?
Not just the category, um, not the category, but the whenever you look at your own art, like I assume I've never seen your art before, and you're trying to describe it to me. How would you describe it?
I would say I know what to I know it myself, but my language barrier is kind of hold me back. I would say it's pretty much like uh kind of neo sci-fi stuff around this,
All right,
or
neo sci-fi.
maybe like surreal sci-fi at all. I don't know because uh I actually like grow up with surrealistic style, like for the creative classes that I told you before in my school day. So compare this with, eh, combine this with kind of robotic, metallic, and very future elements is I think it's okay to call it surreal sci-fi.
Surreal
I'm not sure
sci-fi.
if it actually have this kind of this category at all, but I think it's my term to say that.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it's your artwork, and that's how you want it to be defined. So I think that's pretty good. And I'm thinking the artist that I was thinking of, and specifically one of his art series that he did, it was Yoshitaka Amano. The I think it's called Candy Girl. Do you know that
Ah,
series?
I think
Uh,
I've seen his art before.
yeah. Whenever I see your artwork, I feel like it's a blend of Candy Girl mixed with um, the guy that you listed, the Sorayama's artwork. That's the two people that I feel it's like right in the middle is where yours exists.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very big compliment. Both of those are very popular artists. Whenever you were growing up, you said that it was a lot of surreal artwork. Where would you say your actual very first realization that you like really loved art and wanted to create it? Do you even know when that desire started?
I'll say it started uh when I was a very little kid because I used to live with my grandmother in the southern part of Thailand, and sometimes my parents like who work in the capital city visits me, and my dad also bought me a kind of art book, but it's not that very academic art at that time. It's just uh kind of illustration of um the cloth of many century and many cultures. And he also used to be a an architecture. So I think it's kind of interest in kind of bloodline at all because he also very support me to pursue my art career. Yeah, I would say my dad and my mom is a great supporter that cheer me up, carry me. and yeah, encourage me to do what I really love.
That's
And
good.
yeah,
Having your parents behind you is one of like the best things you can have whenever you're trying to pursue something, especially a passion that a lot of people consider like a risky career.
yes. Right now, I also show my art to my dad. Like he is my kind of personal curator that I will show my art to him and ask if it uh what he think about it. Do you think is this concept is work or not? This piece is okay. Like he also have a pretty good comments at at a time, but I'm not like follow him like 100%. I just want to hear others people thought about my art because sometimes confidence is pretty good and you better have this. But too much confidence is not kind of good and in this kind of career at all. Like at least you have to listen to others' opinion if even if it's not kind of not your favorite at all.
You need good and honest feedback and the personality to know when to listen to that feedback and when to double down on your original intention.
Yes.
Yep, that's very good. And it's really good that you already know that that's important because a lot of people, as you said, they'll just let someone else dictate all of their artwork to them. And so that could lead to them potentially losing passion or being less skilled in the long run because they are creating something that isn't actually what their specialty is.
Yeah, and sometimes suffer that you do think that you didn't really want to do.
Mm-hmm. When what is your long-term goal with your artwork? As in, some people want to create animations, and they don't really care who they're creating it for. Some people want to sell their artwork in like limited print runs. Other people, like making an online store and just selling as many prints as they can to as many people. What is your ultimate ambition for your artwork?
My ultimate ambition, I think I really want to work with huge brand, like any kind of brands,
Mm-hmm.
fashion, sports, um, lifestyle, even in the art industry too, because it's like you could see your art in your daily life. Like mostly people are not, I don't like to assume, but not kind of pay attention to the decoration or the illustration that around the building or the event at all. Like they don't actually want to know that if it's came from who or the concept, what is concept behind this those art and those amazing stuff. But as someone who really enjoy it, I try to like to look at it carefully and just think about, oh, when I walk past this kind of pop-up store, what idea behind this kind of decoration or assembly about the objects or the pattern, the line, the colors. I really want to know that. And it's kind of built my obsession about I want to be working with brands.
What are
Yeah.
the brands that you see your artwork and you're like, oh, this would be perfect with this brand?
I'm not sure at all, but I think car.
Car. I was thinking car
Yeah,
because the
wrapping car is pretty suit my kind of style, like the way you decorate your car with uh stickers and those elements is pretty close to my art.
so what the guy that you mentioned, his name escapes me. Hang on. Soriyama. Didn't
Yes,
he design those characters for a car show or some of them?
I don't think he designed the character or the genome for the car show, but uh as I read his like portfolio, he did work for the magazine, like the magazine cover
Mm-hmm.
around
Yeah, because
here.
whenever you mentioned working with a car, I was like, oh, I think Soriyama actually did car did stuff with cars because yeah, like you're saying it's like the now my brain's not functioning. Uh, the cars and pinup girls have always gone hand in hand, and so since you are
Yeah,
doing like a form of that, uh, yeah, I think those two fit together pretty well. Your artwork, especially, really, I think whenever I see it, the two places I think the two items that I think of are probably comic covers or or something having to do with technology. So like a car or uh, Razer has a really specific look, but a brand like Razer Gaming that they want their stuff to look really cool, and a lot of crossover is made with anime, which is one of the inspirations for your artwork. So
yeah.
I think you're targeting the proper audience. Have you ever created artwork with any of the brands that you wanted to work with just to see what it would look like?
Um, it's not like a kind of dialect directly related to the brand I want to work, but um, I used to print my artwork in the very huge site, very large site to see what kind of my art it will be in the actual physical sites. Yeah, and actually I still kept it my in my house, but it's too big, so unfortunately I couldn't bring it to show you here. But yeah, it actually my third year project that uh I draw digitally and print it out in in the form of sticker and mount it on the plywood plywood board in the bigger size. Yeah, so I think it's kind of similar to create the physical side of the artwork you look up for to the future of working with brand.
That's cool. I know for some people that I've known in the past or have watched some of their content, and they are specifically work with brands for photography and other items like that. What they said they used to do was they would just create from start to finish an entire campaign's worth of images and then share those online and then send it to the brand itself saying like, hey, this is the work that I can do. Would you be interested in hiring me and or purchasing these images off of me to use later? So if you haven't done that before, I would highly suggest choosing a brand and just trying your hand at it because you might, whether or not you get someone from that brand to hire you, if people who already see your work and work in the industry see that you are interested in working with brands, still might be like, oh, I didn't even consider that she could make artwork to go along with our item. Maybe I should reach out to her. Because a lot of people don't make the connection ahead of time of all the ways that your art can be used and applied to try and sell things. So you have to kind of like be very direct in suggesting it in your creations to try and target that or
I think
target what
I'll
you're wanting.
try the future.
Try it
Yeah.
in the future. It sounds like a
Yeah, it's
good.
pretty interesting. I've never like have any idea before about this, but your idea is
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
interesting.
I have the actual example, and this is a photographer lady, and her name is escaping me, but she does lessons in art, and how you can like get professional gigs. And she said every time she has an idea for a kind of photography or brand she wants to work with, she will essentially create a lot of images over the course of a month and post those that are in the same category of work that she wants to be doing for a brand. And the one that she was doing cosmetics, but specifically like fingernails and stuff. So she just hired some models because she's a photographer and hired some people who did fingernails and created an entire month's worth of images that were just fashion shots of fingernails, and then had that all up on her social media, and then sent it as a file over to different brands who do like fingernail polish and stuff. And she's like, "Hey, I do professional photography. This is I'd love to work with your company. Would you be interested in hiring me?" And so that allowed her to get a lot of different opportunities in the future by just reiterating that over and over again. What what has been your favorite part of building a community around your artwork?
My favorite part, uh, I'll say, um, I got an opportunity to meet those talented artists in kind of art community, like in Thai or outside, like other countries that I've visited before, which they are pretty talented and super nice, super kind, and like so energetic, cheerful. I would say that. Yeah, and I pretty enjoy because at my in my normal daily life, I'm pretty in kind of introvert person. Like I will talk less or try to save my energy and just kind of looking around, listen to music and be with myself. But once I join or get in the community, like art community, um, it's like I have opened my other side of being extrovert, yeah, and much about talk more about um how I appreciate their arts and like to get to know each other. Yeah.
Have you so uh, since I don't make any art, I've not been able to do it. But one of the things I've seen other people do, and I always thought it would be really fun to do as an artist, is get somebody that you like. So say your characters are chromatic women, and so you do like an art swap where you're like, hey, I really like your stuff, and you like my stuff. What if we both made an image for each other and then like shared it online? Because now you can do the like collaboration feature on Instagram, which I think is uh,
Yeah, I
a
think
great
it's really
idea.
great.
But I always thought that would be a really fun way of like pushing yourself outside of your normal boundaries of not
Yeah,
only your own
of my
artwork,
comfort zone.
yeah, but it would also allow other people. I guess one of the because all of us want to get paid, but it's really hard to get paid as an artist sometimes. So one of the things that you want to do is you have the ability to barter because you have a talent and a skill. So for me, whenever I'm thinking like what can I barter to try and get something in return, uh, it's like, well, I have skills for video editing and video making, so I can offer that to somebody. But if I was an artist, one of the things I would like to do is try and connect, like you said, with people that you're like, oh, these are really nice people, and I love their artwork. It's so cool to have all this, and I've seen comic artists do this on Instagram before, where they'll each take one panel from an art that they work on together. Have you ever seen artists do that?
I've never seen artists do that, but I've seen like the character swap that you said before. Like they try others artist character in their style. Yeah,
Yeah.
or somehow like the telephone challenge that you collect like maybe 10 or 12 artists or your friends and try to draw like 1 to 12 and it changed colors by person. And I wish I could do that too, but I don't have much friend at all. Yeah,
You
so
don't.
I
So
enjoy
here's the
it
thing: you don't have a lot of
myself.
friends, but you have a lot of people who are followers and who like your artwork. So you just need to go inside of the people who follow your artwork and then find all of them whose illustrations you like and then talk to them about it because I bet they would be so excited. Just think if an artist that you followed sent you a message at random and said, "Hey, you want to do an art swap?" You'd probably have to like take 10 minutes to go and get like some coffee or tea or something and sit down and reread the message before you knew how to respond.
Yeah,
So I think
I
I think you
only
should try
used
that.
to, yeah, I only used to like draw other artists in my style, not their character, but I really appreciate that and I gave it to them. Yeah,
Yeah, because I mean we're artists. We
it's
like
really
sharing
fun.
our work. We like doing our stuff. So let's just say you should reach out to Jin, since he's had his short film of The Princess Who Forges the Sun. You should take like one or
Yeah,
two of those characters and turn them into like your chromatic women and recreate
sure.
one of the scenes from his thing in your art style, and then he could maybe take like your his favorite of your women and turn it into his style because he's got a really unique style too. And they're both kind of going in different directions, but at the same time, people who like artwork just like good artwork, you know. And so whenever they both
Yeah,
see each other's work, it'd be like, oh my goodness, this is another great artist, and I love what they're doing. And so they can cross pollinate that way. So you've already got Jin, and then you've got all the people following you, who I'm sure you could find some really talented people with. I think the number one thing is, like you said, you're introverted by nature. You just got to get over the introversion. You just got to reach out to even just a few people that you do know. Because if you do a couple of people, then that's already, let's say you probably have at least five artist friends, right? Would you have at least five?
yeah.
Yeah. So
At
reach out
least
to those
5.
five and do an art swap with all of them, or just whichever ones are
Yeah.
interested. Jin's pretty chill. I think Jin would say yes to it. I think he'd find it really cool.
I will ask him.
You'll ask Jin, and then you have to ask Jin if he knows anybody else who would be interested in doing another art swap with you. I think you should make it a personal
Sure.
goal to do 5 to 10 art swaps with just anyone who's willing, that you're open to it. That's my personal challenge to you. Because then it
Okay,
also
sure.
just
I accept that.
yeah, it makes it to where you get to stretch your own imagination even further because now you have different limitations to try and work around, you know?
Yeah,
So I
I
have to,
could try like other style that I would never draw it by myself.
yeah, you could try
Yeah,
another.
it kind of challenging and pretty new, pretty new to me too.
Yep, that'd probably be an excellent starting point. I think that'd be great. Um, now, now my brain's in like work mode. At some point, I should just start a career of trying to help people. Like a what is it? The business manager is what they call it. Yeah. At some point, I should try and do a business manager. Well, everybody that I talk to, I
You're pretty
always
good at this.
yeah. That's what I've told people before is I'm like I have the best ideas if I could just implement any of them in my own life, I'd be so much further and so much more successful. I was like, but if I get to tell everybody else what they need to do and then they do it, then I can work with that too. This is free advice. Now
I'll
I
try to follow your suggestion.
thank you. I'm in business manager mode now. Now I have to revert back to the questions. Um,
Okay, sure.
what is the what is currently
I mostly
invention?
is convention.
A lot of
I
people's a lot of people because a lot of people artwork
mostly
just 10 pages and I said just 10 pages because towards and so it meant making a meant a little bit of a little bit of a store world that you help me head a little bit because it's not it's thank you that's the
okay,
robotic one of your little
okay.
robotic just walking
Figure out with
invention
animation. So so
so a lot of people
I
like 10 different just a story.
yeah,
It's all good. Your artwork.
yeah.
It's all good. Even better. Just for for. So it's like what obstacles in the ways. I told Jin to get ice creams because characters either characters if you don't something like that. A set of eight. You still
Follow,
one of the
yeah,
great.
follow.
That's that's where I
I
go. Artwork.
kind of anime just pretty soon just the anime
You some questions. Just 10 pages. Whenever you create um of them pages
in the say mostly
and I said just
of it out of it. The other words
is
of the body are
future
are
already have because as
oh okay.
coming together now 10 panels go tell me what you expand like guys I started more than what we like guys I started as we get from the names
The my ever here is I am here is love danger start to
towards
like like my in the
a little bit of a store and so one thing I would and so AI you know skills to create people are going you want supporting
not me
your heart set
not me
and if any and I as in my you could post self but she's myself but she's my multiple different is she's
oh okay
pigtails is that she hair that's kind of like sounding hair that's kind of like
so punk
because I have like three brand it's like the story that I'm being game they're closer to like so I ever do ever got was going to create a just have them say something I want to have but that's
like
calling your lady it's very
the
hard
character
it's very hard he wouldn't be
okay
robotic
actually okay
robotic
the best on work
one of your little
let me hair but
cool
the same stuff. My habit.
Well,
My habit.
means as much as
Like in like when
is just because what I was going something that
to pick
girl.
to pick
So
for them.
you should do is that's information. You should do is art blogs were made. Art blogs. Like with GE Shell, very to the center of
To pick
and it adds 0 or something. And then the A. Anyways, what are their on the art form you have to create. But I told one world
to do
didn't know that those thumb didn't know you have your own like show time or you're not a thumbnail and
I'll try.
thumbnails current names.
Character's name. Future. Small tick, right? Future. Okay. Animation. So animation for to like this part of.
And that's kind of in because I think whenever definitions that a lot whenever and one of those I'm using it's a compliment home someone who's kind of home. I'm using the so never I say mediocrity. How dare you say form of motion
If I like, what did you just say?
of artist
Um, um,
of artist like 10 different
yeah, it's from negative odd. Character.
yeah so trying to tell me to keep I'm always like people that I know because it's like how like I didn't say because it said it your artwork
Wait, character. My logo video is similar.
is ice cream.
Yeah. Food. Most people. I will explain.
Drop, Lord.
Cat and it. I don't have an I love cat. Please love cat.
Just like picture
And
for
want to have
it or you
until I
stairs. That was
four.
blings chicken cat. So it's like what or something cream or something fun with it.
First.
What and but they're in the future. Image
Single
literally complete.
forget.
To get ice cream.
I, the
The prime. Okay, go for it.
bring the
Or the toy.
that is about and
A set of
so
on the stairs.
try to my
Your character, not me, but it's me. And this is like artist or you could draw as all you people do as one of their file like that. Into you. Where's
reading
reviewed him? He had with him subscriber count. Yours is gonna click. Going. Somebody else is gonna. Person's going to. Somebody else is gonna set the place. Work before. It's already work before. Backgrounds. Work before.
Horton about this.
And you could.
Sure. Yeah. I didn't.
There you go. Just all.
Do have any?
Break the ice with.
I don't have. Start animate. Is at all. Please do.
Like. Forgot to ask. Yeah. The conversation. So now I just save.
For me.
The conversation. Be the first one. incredibly share
oh
water
yes,
incredibly reason efficient reason an important oh, and it's a book the frog and toad it's just really being friends have ever of them they fundamentally concept book everyone has to
it's I also uh, 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 spread at all and said there is yeah that human just want to like he feel the land and the clue kind of tell kind of result in you about them yeah how the language did it before this in in it the other word
well
sorry
the simplest and then what is so so
confused the last word is thing
future anybody that you've made exactly
is act is act
good to know
you
Zach Zach in that you've made you can pick as many as necessary
examples right
they're
here
all foundation
it's called okay it will chasing to some that uh
not going to the store
I got to I just keep simple theory explanation so
not going to
the 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 you will see the butterfly of sweet the butterfly of yeah the this one have girls because to be
and start start
being Asian
any level of
or be the show that hey you can
tin panels
I also like vi version that version
and then you feel and then tell me what you
all they might be all
expand
some and static or his
more than what we
like pretty
CH niche here if you want names here we go
wow it would be
the more
a little cat
hold up
a little cat
a better
I think it's like it's hard to wish 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 kind of kind of kind of um the 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 yeah yeah
have stand for one more
dresses in like um um
scene I wish you
um a little bit experiences question
I wish you
much like like Japanese and I at the how the danger start to and would say in the
and ego. I think that the one thing I would good work than you don't hold your complain do I to create people are going to do I expect that wanting to be in the worry about please self to be as if you like your heart set and if any I as in my everything jur 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 multiple different she's so so so
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
so is that she exists sounding um um um
So punk.
really frustrated and end up hating what it's like it's like it's like being 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 for me like for me like game 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 never think of the down for something I want to have something I want to have just have them say every single one he wouldn't be
I I I will character. Actually, my 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 say this kind of
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
um um I think
Um, um, um,
at 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 the same stuff. You can't use
uh,
Rust. You can't use
uh,
Rust. You can't use
uh,
Rust. Like 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 and and and
because what I was going, because what I was going.
I'm drawing.
Because what I was going is just is just is just something that there's one image you girl and tell me their names. You should do is you that's information special features and you hide with so 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 which is Dell very one word which changes the pronunciation something like that and 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 zero or something zero or something zero or something. GEL GEL GEL. Have to create art form have to come up with a you have to create ideas for you have your own like the thumbnail needed those thumb presented like show to do that. It's something that you're it's part of the current names.
I'll try.
What Vermil
Because
Vermil
Jill thought devil stuff. Don't, um, 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 not just so cut the for to like
and that's kind of because I think a nations that a lot of nations that a lot homely from like never I kind of like change change someone who's kind of Lucille and so never I say strong mediocrity
using like um 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 stay if I the 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 um 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 um
the person who's like, are they, are they, are they,
kind of yeah odd 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 have it is with it
is that trying to tell me to keep because like I didn't say that that has taught said it has taught said it has taught said it.
opinion
We like
Kagrid media is civilized
uh, uh, uh,
I plan I plan I plan
has that
It's
has
my
that
Discord
official artwork.
most people I also um 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 have like um 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 and it uh, 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 Fahu is key I scroll of cats please please uh,
As their liquids, as their liquids, as their liquids. Mold and
and and and
just, just, just
acting cat until I
like Fahus in you actually want Lisa that they can Lisa that they can could could possible possible fun with
him
it
first,
fun with
him
it
first,
fun with
him
it
first.
storage image
Forget. Still forget. Mm, mm, mm. I, 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 this, this, this of, of, of have only that having kind of
Okay. Okay. Okay.
sl- sl-
Okay. 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 And this is
out out out
your character. And this is like 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 then it then it then it could draw follow you head about as as people do. So that might be file more than that. These things are going
yeah
one one span of like one with him. I just thought it was yours uh 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 gonna click it's the entire. Well, it just person's going to find through the place. It was really cute. Or like an I. It's already or world.
below 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 below
I know like my most important. This one artist. One day I'm gonna figure.
middle Terminal.
One day I'm gonna figure. One day I'm gonna figure. One day I'm gonna figure.
Ice brain curse. Ice brain curse. Ice brain curse. Break at all. Break at all. Break at all.
Book. E. Vermil. Consume.
Pretty hard for me. I don't have any. So I.
In the sense it has to like fund incredibly chair
Oh,
watering
yes.
an important chair
Oh,
watering
yes.
it's me rest efficient. All right,
Tonight
go
show.
check. It's just really and they aren't deep that
Wow.
they fundamentally and then so I have other concept book. Everyone has to is it what
Middle. Thai book. Break at all. Set as a writer is on here. Isn't in it's something we sold himself. So one group of that I don't know if yeah. Still did it before. He said thing in kind of uh, 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 one actor some
exactly wants the book is that
you
Lyndon Sanderson he's creating. I like what you can pick as many. This is where you all right and what
or man who I life the I chasing to some it will have a journal
life in yourself.
yes like they put this cat kind of Halloween stuff around here which as you can see yeah.
The cat the ghost cat's nice and the little jack-o'-lantern.
The ghost cat, the fake ghost, and the real ghost.
There's man, it was really cute. It was a web comic or like an idea for one. No, it was somebody's post about an idea they had for what would be a fun story, and they said it was a cat that died, and got turned into a zombie, and then got reborn to its next life. So it had 3 versions of the same cat existing at the same time. So you had the regular cat, the cat's ghost, and its old corpse, and they were like hung out with each other and did adventures. So nobody
What's
ever
the
made
name of
that idea. Well, the thing is that it wasn't an actual web comic. It was somebody just writing a paragraph for an idea that they had for something that they thought would be
Oh,
funny, and then somebody drew an artwork of 3 cats in a row, and it was the living cat, the zombified version of that cat, and the ghost cat. And I was like, that would be really fun and really cute to have a story like that.
yeah.
If you're wanting web comics that I follow, I don't have it accessible because oh no, I do. Hang on. There's a lady who went to one of the conventions close to me who I intend to reach out to at some point. But she created this. I don't really know how
Wow.
far it is because I like physical stuff a lot more than I like digital items. So she created Maven, and she does. I really like her artwork style. It's really pretty and unique.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like I'm trying to get to one that has more color in it.
Wow, full color every pages.
Yes. Let me see. At the
That's
beginning,
so
she has
pretty.
much brighter stuff like that.
Oh my god.
So let's
This
see.
is a
It's
story about this girl.
yeah, Epic Sonder is the name of the artist. That's what she goes by. If you
Okay.
you can find her. She's on Instagram, so you can look it up real quick. It'll be pretty easy.
Okay, sure.
And there's another one. It's these 2 sisters. They're Elioli, but their webcomic that they run is The Moon and Me is what it's called. But their artwork is like very ethereal, very colorful. It's really pretty.
Wow.
I love I love their work. They've actually done like professional industry work too. They had a Kickstarter for a Moon and Me short film, and they're currently doing a Kickstarter for Genesis, the biblical story of the creation of the world through the story of the flood. And so I went ahead and back to that as well because I want to see that. I'm a Christian, so one, I want to support other Christian artists. You know, a little bit of in faith nepotism. But aside from that, their artwork's just amazing, and I like supporting really good artwork. You know,
Okay.
so that'd be my other suggestion for you. I know one of the things that I always like asking people, you know, aside from like inspirations, how important do you think inspirations are? And aside from that one artist that you previously mentioned, what are what are other things like movies, books, comics, just whatever you're interested in that is in some way, shape, or form also helped shape your artwork or your worlds that you've created, your characters.
I think it's pretty important too. Like, it's not, I would say it's not the direct influence at all, but as you start to draw or create something for your own, uh you have like some, I would say, taste that okay, I draw this and I like this kind of stuff or this kind of vibe that mostly I think it will come from your inner side, your experiences, your interests about any stuff that you have seen before, like books or any medias, movies, songs, novels, or just kind of memes it could be. But yeah, I think this uh those stuff is kind of shape you to be who you are. But yeah, I think it's not, yeah, not directly stuff that you will focus, I
What
guess.
are what are ones that have shaped you or stories that have shaped you?
I would say it's my toy. Uh, Actually, I have like the robotic kind of uh feels like to condom, but it came in a form of a pretty girl.
Do
Yeah,
you have it with
and
you?
I collect that. Yeah, I have it with me. They sit
Well,
around
go grab
like
it. Go
those
grab it.
here. Okay, sure.
You got to show off your toys.
Here,
Oh, perfect. It's like already kind of in the same
this
style. Oh, she's got
this
little
one is
rollerblades too.
pre-built before, and this one is I built by my own. Yeah. And I also have many of them, but I just put these two to my shelf to appreciate that. Yeah. So as I say, I have like secretly interested in this kind of stuff, but at that time I didn't realize or notice at all because I still chasing on the fan art stuff. Yeah, but after I come back to myself and kind of have discussed and talk to my dad again. Yeah,
It's
so
good to
yeah, I
have a
start
dad
to
who's helped
realize,
influence you.
yeah, because my dad is actually kind of teach philosophy stuff, something like this. So yeah, he will have many kind of different aspect that I would have in my own age. Yeah, so I started to look back to myself and I saw those every um two large boxes of this toy and okay, sure, I would think I keep doing this.
That's good. You should you should reach out to somebody who does like 3D modeling and see if you can get AI or II created into a 3D model.
Like yeah, yeah, like
Get
sculpture
it?
or anything. I
Mm-hmm.
would love to do that too.
You could this is another art exchange. You don't have to do with somebody who's doing digital stuff. You can be like, hey, uh, I'll make you a piece of art in exchange for you making a 3D model of this character of mine, and see if anybody's down for that. You could you could
Sure.
you could cross platform the art trades because maybe you could find somebody who's like getting married or something like that who does 3D modeling or does the 3D prints, and then you could be like, I'll do some artwork of you two in my style getting married, uh, if you'll just make my character into an actual model that I can have on my shelf. Just saying, you should try it. Um, what was the next question? I forgot what the next question is, but while I'm thinking of the next question, I'm gonna show off one of my little trinkets.
Okay.
I don't really do models, but I have always had little plushies, and so this is a plushie from a video game that I really like called Monster Hunter. This is like my favorite
Oh, that's so
monster.
cute.
I know they made a little. It's like
It
a little chibi version of it, and I was like,
is it a
this is great.
dragon, right?
It is in the inside of the game's universe. It is classified as a leviathan. So it is a
Oh, the
humongous
fan.
creature. If I was to put like a human size to it, you're about this tall. You're like up to its torso
Yeah, I'll
in
be
height to
empty
it, and
compared to
then
you.
the game's really fun. The entire point of the game is that you are part of this group called the Guild that protects humans from the humongous monsters outside the cities, and you try and make sure that
Wow,
the ecosystem remains intact because since they're giant monsters, they could end up overtaking an ecosystem, but they're still part of the ecosystem. So you're like a balancing factor on the ecology of the world. But as a
sounds
person who
like kaiju
plays the
stuff.
game, huh? Sorry, I missed what you said.
Oh, I just say that it sounds like kaiju monster.
Oh yes, in a sense it is not quite the same size as a kaiju because I am also a kaiju fan, primarily Godzilla. I know a little bit too much about Godzilla. I have the collector's edition of -1 and the original Godzilla film as well. Which, by the way, if you have not
Wow,
seen Godzilla -1, I highly suggest it. I cried watching it because the story is that good, and Godzilla -0 is coming out this year. So if you need something to do with your time, it's definitely worth checking out.
okay, I'll checking out.
I'm a big movie guy, so whenever I was saying like, what are stories that affected you? For me, the answer would be like, oh, I've read a lot of comics in my time, which was really cool talking to Jin because it turns out me and him have read a lot of. I don't know if we've read a lot of the same comics, but a lot of similar comics because I have a giant comic collection right here, and he primarily does DC comics as well as I, and so reading a lot of those stories and watching a lot of superhero cartoons, part of me is like, oh, I want to be really stoic and never back down in a fight or something, uh, like Batman. I want to be cool and mysterious. But now I'm more like, oh, I want to be more like Superman though, just like a perfect moral paragon. Or with movies and stuff. There's the movie It's a Wonderful Life, which is like a Christmas classic, where you have the main character is George Bailey, and George. What do you think? It's a funny name. Um,
No, it's that.
yeah, I think it's a kind of a funny sounding name. If I'm gonna be honest, like George Bailey. That I've never heard anybody have that name. It's just in that movie that I've heard that name. Um, but in the movie, he thinks that his life is pointless because it's just like everything continues to go wrong. And he loses all of his money, and he's got a family, and he's like, I can't afford to keep the house. I can't afford anything, because of a clerical error that occurred. And so he's about to go uh, jump off of a bridge to allow his family to collect the insurance money that is set on
Ah,
him so that they can continue having a good life. And an angel interjects and jumps into the water first, and then George Bailey has to go save him. Um, but he doesn't know it's an angel because he just appears like a guy. But by the end of the film, with the angel showing him all the different things that he's done throughout his life, he realizes that even though his situation right now is really bad and he doesn't know how he's going to overcome it, the fact that he's lived at all is important, and he just needs to continue pursuing and valuing the things that he does have. And so at the end of the movie, everybody in town who he's helped create a better life for come in and give him some money to help him pay off everything and to help his family be able to continue living a good life. And so he realizes that even though he could not see the value in his own life, he, by his existence and trying to do good for other people, he has fundamentally changed the world. But from his point of view, it was just him just existing. And so that's another thing I always try and remember. Is it's like, yeah, just always try and be kind, because even if you can't recognize it in the moment, you are fundamentally changing the world, and people are happy that you exist, even if they don't show it all the time.
like you're already doing good things.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't realize at that time.
Exactly. So those are some stories that have changed me, and whenever I try and create things, I want to create them to have these similar kinds of messages. I want characters that are never going to give up, and that maybe they have a lot of self confidence issues, but they always move forward because they know that there's something important that has to be done. I guess I'll reveal another story idea that I had that I haven't made yet. Um, another thing that I like creating stories for, I guess, is faith. Since that's something that affects my personal life, and I have one story where what it is it's like you have this one guy who was too young to join a group of knights who were going to attack this big bad. Um, but the knights, this town got its power because of the fact that they were essentially so pure compared to the rest of the
Mm-hmm.
world. So their magic that shielded them from danger only existed because they were a moral society. And so what the villain does, because he's kind of a magical entity, um, he slowly corrupts the town until they lose their high moral status, which makes the army lose its ability to be immune to taking damage from his dark
Oh.
arts. So he slowly corrupts them. And so what he does is the villain draws out the army into the battle, and the main character wants to go into battle too, but he's too young, and they tell him to stay home. And so that entire army gets destroyed and buried under like this pile of sand outside of the city that the villain cast. And so then the villain moves in, kills the king, and takes the king's wife for his own. And so the king's wife is essentially just like, pale, blue eyes, incredibly long blonde woman. She's like almost like a giantess. Just essentially like the perfect woman is kind of the idea. And so it's like multiple years later, she has a child with the evil sorcerer guy, and the only
Mm-hmm.
person who's still loyal to the original ideals of the town are that kid who wanted to be a knight. And so he continues to try and revitalize people into not acknowledging the villain's evil uh, evil ways, where he's like, we used to be a good people, we can overthrow the villain, we can create a good world again. And so he keeps in touch with the queen since he used to work inside of the castle as a squire. And so the queen, they're like a few moments that matter a lot in the story, and one of them is the idea where he goes to, and this idea came from people that I've met before who seem to struggle with this idea. So I wanted to present this idea and the answer to it, which I've told them before, but they won't accept. But he goes to the queen, being one of the only faithful people, and is like, "Hey, I know that you're in an illegitimate marriage with the evil guy, and now that you have a child." And one of the things she struggles with is she's like, "Do I keep the child, which has already been born, by the way?" So it's like actually there. She's like, "Do I allow this child to live, who is part of me, which is good, but it's also part of the demon king, who
Of
is
him too.
pure evil, right?" She's like, "Do
Yeah.
I allow him to live or not?" And so the hero goes,
Wow.
"Because there's a part of you in it, which is good, he needs to live, and it doesn't matter that the demon king's blood is in him, because you are the mother and you are going to raise him well." So it's like, don't allow what you think to be the worst evil ever judge whether or not he should live or die. He deserves to live because they're just his existence itself is important, not the origin of his creation. Um,
Yeah.
but one of the last things, and I can't figure out if this scene is part of a different story or the same story, because I have like two different endings in my mind, and I've never been able to decide which one. Because I want a one-on-one battle with the Demon King and the hero character, but at the same time, I need this next bit to also matter, and so they might need to be in different stories because I haven't figured out how they'd exist in the same story, where the hero character goes into the field where all of the knights died, and there's one particular horse that the king rode on, and that was his favorite horse because he worked with horses, and he had an appreciation for it. And so he's now wearing the armor that was left over that he preserved in the middle of the field, essentially crying out to God, saying, "We need an army if we're going to win, because nobody believes in this, but I believe, and so it needs to be created." And so what he does is he just kneels on the ground and then digs his hands into the ground, and like, I guess I don't know the quite the right emotion, but he's like pleading with God and being sucked into the sand itself as he's like reaching down into the sand until he becomes completely submerged in the sand. And then you think that he's dead, and then all of a sudden he rises up on the horse, and then slowly all of the bones of the army start rising out of the sand, and the sand transforms from sand into like the flesh and bone and skin of all of the dead people, and he's now riding the horse, riding the army back to the city to take it back over from the demon king.
Wow.
So, but a lot of
He's
these
becoming
ideas came
necromancer.
from a lot of these reading the comics where these really fantastical things are happening, and where you have a hero who is pure from start to finish, who's the small guy in this giant story, and things like that. It's not a solo creation; it's the consumption of everything, right? So whenever I'm talking to other people who are creating things, it's like, okay, well, what are all the things that you have read or consumed, and how does that then transform into the thing that you create? So there you go. That's one of my ideas.
Wow. Oh, dear.
So that was kind of the question for you. It's like, this is an artist style that you really like, but the actual creation for everything, there's much more than just a person's style that you are drawing from to try and create these characters in this world.
It's harder to say for me again because I um I mostly forgot my past memories in my childhood, but as I say, I remember some kind of it would be the, I don't know. Yeah, it's it's hard to tell which story is stick in my head pretty clearly because I have kind of forgetful person. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even the story is pretty touched, but uh if I doesn't like continue watch them in a period of time, I will forget it by naturally. But I would say the kind of similar things that similar to your question is the story that uh brought me into this kind of sci-fi world is not like directly related to my artwork, like uh one-to-one kind of art style or anything about that, but I kind of interested it in the kind of the idea of the future world that like a cyberpunk or something like that, that you people in the past would think that, oh, the future is probably be the kind of utopia or better life than the era that they live at that time. But the actual truth is might not be that kind of utopia like they think. Yeah. And that story is from the anime, the Japanese anime called Psychopass. It's about like a newbie kind of inspector that he is pretty new to the real world or the actually kind of crime scene. But she has like her subordinate, which is the I don't actually know the English of this kind of word, but I would call him the hunter because his job is to hunt down the criminals who have this kind of dangerous kind of psychopaths in the system. It, okay, I try to put myself together because the setting of this animation is the future that everyone is have to kind of follow the system called Sibyl, which kind of uh foresee the potential in yourself and put you in the right place in the society. So you don't have to think or struggle anything. And the main character is the inspector is the one who got into this kind of career because the Sibyl saw something in her. And she is the kind of special one because at the set in the setting of this is anime, people will worry about their color psychopaths because if it turn darker or um not a pretty light or clear color, they'll will they will identify as the criminal. Yeah, and they will get punished or anything that probably worse. Yeah, so this kind of stuff is pretty stuck into my head for like a couple's year. And even the anime is not that kind of popular, I still recommend people to watch that because I think it's pretty kind of um foreshadowing our future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the AI stuff, the world, the setting, every kind of um any ins uh like our aspect in the life and also the art field too because in the anime the artists like me or songs or anything have to follow the under the government's rules that you cannot create anything easily or freedomly. Yeah, and the even worse is some kind of artist is are already identified as the criminal too, which pretty um but it kind of question to me if what kind of art am I really doing, or what if I'm in that kind of setting? Am I gonna be like in the jail, or am I gonna be punished as an artist? Yeah, but there is many kind of yeah aspect in this art. Even it it is a bit creepy, but I would say if you look over those kind of criminal stuff, this is pretty kind of interesting art. Yeah.
I've actually heard a good bit of people recommend Psychopaths before, so I have heard of it before. I think it might be a little bit more popular than you realize.
Oh, really? Because in Thai, like few people uh, notice about this, but I guess the international fan would be love this.
I think the international fandom is much larger than you'd realize.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, but you said so your characters exist also in a kind of dystopian future world.
Somehow, like you can say that because um I'm not kind of really even my art is pretty colorful, but somehow is I think it's not that cheerful kind of vibe at all. Mostly of them have like um still or subtle and mysterious vibe that I don't know, it just came from myself.
Well, it looks like you have a setting and characters to make that little 10-page comic we were talking about.
But it's too serious. I think
It doesn't have to be
but I don't
treated
know. I
seriously.
oh
You could
okay,
do like
sure.
the chibi version of stories. You ever seen those stories where it'll be like the main series and then the chibi version where everything's happy? So
Oh,
you could just
okay. Like a
not necessarily they have to
side
draw
version
the
of it.
art in a chibi format, but you can just ignore the dark side of the world and just focus on the happy aspects. You're like, we're in a dystopia, but not here. This part's happy. If you wanted, so I'll draw from another story, and this is also something that I think is important because I think it's true, and I've talked about it with other people. Um, in in this movie in book series called Lord of the Rings. It's
Oh,
you know Lord of the Rings?
yeah, I know that, but yeah, I've seen some of the movie before, but never actually read the novel because like
The novels are
it's
really chunky. Hold on. Uh
yeah.
oh, I moved it. It's not on this bookshelf anymore. I'll grab the prequel book. I'll grab The Hobbit. So this is The Hobbit. I would start here if you're going to get into that universe. This is a really fun story and a good introduction to the world that they come from. I was not a fan of the Hobbit movie, um, so I would just go straight to the Hobbit book. It'll introduce you to his style of writing, which is very prose heavy. Um, the books are, unless you are like a strong reader, they can be really hard to get through because they're
Yeah.
thick. They're thick, and the writing style that he uses is beautiful and sing songy, but it's also very dense. So it's this really interesting. He's considered one of the greatest writers of American, or not, I'm sorry, of English literature for a reason because his work is that good. But if it's your first time reading it, it can be hard. It can be hard to get into. But the
Yeah,
movie
okay.
trilogy is very, very easy to get through because it was very well made. Um, but there's a moment in the books specifically is the one that I think stands out to me, even though it's riddled throughout the entire story. This theme, and this is what you can have your world focus on, since, like you said, your artwork's rather colorful. I think I think it's interesting that you chose the word colorful for your artwork because um, a lot of your colors kind of have this. Let me look at your page real quick to try and describe how I would define the color. So it's like they have really strong colors in them, but even the strong colors, so like with Vermil, so she has really strong colors to her, but even though it's in a just basically straight purplish color, it's
Yes.
almost like a washed out version of that color, right? So it's like a single very strong color, but like toned down compared to how bright that color can get. Does that
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sense? Yeah. So you kind of
Is it
have,
like mute and darken?
yes, like a muted version of really strong colors. And you also employ, yeah, most of it's just a muted version of really strong colors. So it is colorful, but in a muted way, which fits rather well with your idea of it being a dystopia, where it's like you have a polish to this world, but the polish that it has is almost like a symptom of the fact that it's not true brightness coming through. It
Yeah.
is the appearance of brightness, but it's washed out. Everything's washed out. But the moment in the Lord of the Rings books that I stuck with has stuck with me a lot is it's the moment where Frodo and Sam are in Mordor. They are in the place from which Sauron, the embodiment of evil, exists, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just there's smoke everywhere. There's orcs everywhere. There are no flowers. There's no grass. It's just all dead. Everything is dead. And they've been traveling for months. They don't have good food anymore. They're eating scraps. And since nothing can really live there, it's not even like healthy food that they're eating anymore. And Frodo's asleep, and Sam's still awake, and he's like, it's hopeless. What are we doing here? There's no beauty. There's nothing good here. We've started something that we cannot finish, and then a little bit of the smoke and the clouds in the sky start to part, and he realizes that it's nighttime. For the first time, he can like see past the clouds to know that it's nighttime, and he looks and he sees the stars, and he sees how beautiful the stars are, and he's like, man, no matter how horrendous this moment that I'm in seems, or all of the things that I've been through, no matter how bad all of that stuff is, there is still beauty and goodness in the world because there are still stars in the sky. He's like, and nothing will ever
Wow.
make it be that there aren't stars in the sky, no matter how many clouds are in the way, no matter how much pain I'm in, nor how much further I have to go, nor even if I fail to achieve my quest, the stars are still in the sky. There is still goodness in all of the world. Um,
There's still a beauty in the world.
yeah, there's still beauty and goodness. And for Tolkien, kind of like myself, it's like beauty actually is a virtue in and of itself. So like beauty and goodness are tied to the same thing. Um, so it's not only that beauty still exists, it's that goodness still exists. And those two exist together. Like ugly things aren't good. Ugly things are actually evil because that's what Sauron is. And Sauron has to fake his appearance to appear lovely, but he's actually truly in his true form ugly and evil at the same time. Um,
Oh, okay.
but since you're like, it's a dystopian future, but I don't want to write a dystopia, well, don't write a dystopia then. Your characters can still see the beauty even though the world is bad that surrounds them. That could be the world. That could be their place in the world. Is it's like, okay, so maybe Lucille and Vermil aren't good characters. Maybe they are embodiments of evil of some sort in your world. But I, being your stand-in character, is a character who's like, well, you're like the antithesis character to these other two characters, where you're like, well, they have completely embraced the decay, even though they have this sheen of beauty on them. They've embraced the decay, so they're actually ugly. Whereas I, seeing all of decay around me, refuse to also be something that is decayed and cruel and evil, and I am a part of the beauty that still exists. So you can still focus on the
Oh,
good inside of a very tragic world.
I also kind of like to write a story about um the angel and the devil stuff too, because as I said at the first place, they are actually twins.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the angel one is kind of, similar to symbolize the good side, and the other one is also the bad side too. But I also like this kind of dynamic that part of yourself, because I believe that twin is kind of have other parts in their body, that some part of you is might be good, but in the other hand, that part of the other twin, the evil one, is inside you too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the
Yeah, so
kind of like you choose who you get to choose who you want to be in the end.
yeah,
So two people can come from the same place and then choose different paths, ended up in different
of
places.
course.
Yeah. If you've never seen it before, a great movie about like choosing who you want to be is called The Iron Giant. Um, it is a grown a cult following. It actually failed whenever it first released, but whenever you watch the movie, you're just going to be crying the whole time. It's about a robot from space and a boy who finds him, and he's a giant robot, and you don't know where he's come from, um, and the government is trying to figure out what fell from space and where it is,
Mm.
whereas the boy is just trying to um, enjoy being with the robot and teaching him how to do everything. Because whenever you find the giant, he's got a dent in his head from the crash landing, and so he's basically like a child. And so you have Hogarth being the main character, teaching the giant what's right and what's wrong and what's good and how to become a good person. And then you start to realize that he might actually be a robot that was sent to subjugate Earth from this
Oh,
species of like robots that go out and conquer the universe. Uh, and so part of the story is whether or not the giant is going to figure out who he is and choose to follow through with what he was originally intended to do, or if he is going to continue being the nice giant that he has grown to be. And the thesis statement that Hogarth says to him is he says, "You are who you choose to be." He's like, so you have to choose who you are going to be. And then the giant has to make a decision at that certain point in the movie that affects everything. But everybody who watches it is moved and changed by it and cries at the ending. You're gonna cry at the ending. It's a
oh
very
my
good
God, you
cathartic
already
cry.
spoiled me.
I
Now
actually
they
have it. If
prepare
if
my
you
head
if you
like
want to see this
tissue.
movie, we will end this call right now, and I'll stick it in, and we can do a watch party of the movie right now. uh,
Sure.
sure. Okay, because we've been talking for 2 hours, so I can go ahead and start trying to bring it to a close if you want.
Okay.
All right, so I like to do a little bit of a lightning round, and they are the most important questions. I haven't figured out why they're the most important questions, but I'll explain how I know they're the most important questions after I ask them. All right?
Okay.
So, what is your favorite color?
My favorite color is blue.
Blue. Very good. What is your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur, I would say raptor.
A raptor, a classic. They would have taken over the world, according to Sam Neill. May he rest in peace. Um,
I
do
really
your
saw like a
huh?
group
Sorry,
of wolves.
because they're like a group of wolves. That's why you like them.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
yeah, yeah.
You,
They
you just
work
like
pretty
hunting
well.
in packs. That's like your thing.
Yeah, hunting impact.
I like it. You're like I like family and I like bloody murder. So, do your shoes make you run fast?
Do my shoes make me run fast?
Yes.
Mm, no.
No. That's sad. You need new shoes then. If they don't make you run fast, they aren't worth owning. So, the reason I ask these questions is these are the same questions that every child will ask you should they come in contact with you. So, I don't know why
Wow.
children ask these questions, but since children are asking these questions, they must be important. And one day I'm going to figure out why they're so important. So, I have to ask everybody.
Wow. So you don't have any answer right now, but you left me the question in my head.
Yes, that is adding plot, is what we call that. The plot thickening.
Wow. And what about yours?
Me, my favorite color is blue. My favorite dinosaur, I'm gonna be stereotypical and just go with the T-Rex because he's the king. All
Okay.
right, it's like
Yeah.
what else has the giant fangs and tiny little arms, and then this amazing thighs. I wish my thighs had that much definition. I work out and see no results.
Wow.
Um,
Like a
and do my shoes make me
muscular
run
thighs.
fast? It entirely depends. The shoes that are intended to make me run fast make me run faster, but the other ones do not. So, do my shoes make
Wow.
me run fast? It depends on the shoe. Because you got to get shoes that make you
Okay.
run fast. I don't have the fastest shoes because everybody knows the fastest shoes are the ones that light up. I don't have any light up shoes anymore. I'll have to rectify this at some point in the future. But I do have shoes that make me fast.
Okay.
Those are my answers. The original intention of those questions was actually to lead in with those questions to try and break the ice. But with every single person I started interviewing, I always forgot to ask them first because I'd be talking to them and it would immediately go into the rest of the conversation like we've had. And so now I just save them for last. I think they're a fun way to end everything because I was like, I still have to ask them. The
Wow.
entire point of asking them was that they're the most important questions.
Um, I first think is like some kind of taste at all, but yeah, the break ice breaking question is pretty makes sense.
But I've never used them in that context, so I always have to save them for last now. The other question: is there a book, movie, or like comic or anything that you think someone just has to consume
Pretty hard for me. Reading.
in the sense of be so
Pretty hard for
oh,
me. Reading is at.
healthy for the belt. They fundamentally healthy for the belt.
Pretty hard for
Everyone has to. Like I said, the question, but it's not a. Like I said, the question of those before.
me. LGBT is middle. Have any it and
The best.
kind of and then he feels it's something we so just want to like for I think
Chair watering
yes
it. Chair watering
yes
it.
kind
It has to like fund
of pretty interest
the book
pretty interest
incredibly. All right. I
the clue
All right. Go check. All right.
tonight
Go
show
check.
kind of
Reason.
is neat how to explain neat
The way of breaking me rest.
okay the last word is
probably be in. Everybody watches the
further that
what it means. Who's the author? Who's the author? Who's the author? A book. A book that never author said. One. Oh, oh, oh.
rambles
This is where you.
rambles.
That's
If it is
and it's the the
go go, it will or man who
frog in one is
how long
frog in one is of those before
yeah to
have ever
the other
before or being friends
how love
being friends.
explanation their theory or so so sorry you will see the butterfly
I would put up there. I would put up there. I would put up there. That's one. That's one.
as as
They fundamentally.
uh
I would put up there. I would put up there. I would put up there.
being Asian obedient being Asian
So what is
the pink thing a lovely
concept, but put frog into you feel, but it's not a
great the word plus like they might be like the his the like like the the yeah we can like a little cat
hold up. That's what it looks like. I'm a left. He didn't many.
and and he's like there yeah we can like person you're in but mostly yeah
To commission. Throw one more.
I think he's a platform the entire viewer and have you
Either. Everyone's gonna love it.
and 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 serious and because this book in 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 set that that just want to like isn't in he feel just want to like that himself so leave the uh 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 the the, the clue tail 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 and I think is this 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 oh oh oh
Show the
language in did it before he said thing 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 the the so so so
To look at the
kind of kind of knit kind of kind of kind of how to explain
the simplest way of breaking
is act
probably be in
um 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 order order order
he watches this. The book. They'll be the book. They'll be anybody. Who's the author? Who's the author?
is
Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. One. One.
for for
One. Behind this. List. 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 I like what. I like what. I like what.
like the
You can pick as many. You can pick as many. You can pick as many. They're all. They're all. They're all. They're all. They're all. They're all. This is where you. This is where you. This is where you. They're all. They're all. They're all.
it's called it's called I did or man who chasing to some life the chasing to some long time yeah 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 that that didn't 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 that that it, it, it how long before to
favorite stories.
sorry. The other so 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 simple. I just keep like 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 did 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 explanation all all serious and so 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 you will see the sitting I would say I would say I would say first first the butterfly of 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 that is last one the, mm, 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 have have I would say I would say I would say girls to to works stereotype uh uh for this uh type at all should should being Asian obedient then 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 show that pretty strong re keep being being of the color kind of kind of kind of this is this
They feel
all all create the work don't know about. They might be. Mm, 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 and 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 the version is not static or a match.
Shared as much, 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 shared as much. Restriction, restriction, restriction.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard to.
The best.
It will be.
And, and
Wow, wow, wow.
thing. A better. Gets much.
It's much. It's much. It's much.
Thing is the thing is the
To. It's it's hard to. There, 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 and and castle. Um. That can even if that can. But mostly I'm happy.
for one more. Have
Gen Pat. in and I and I and I like headphone and I
I wish you seen, seen.
um 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 and have you happy viewer
Post, did you need?
in in in
I can't, I can't. Post, did you need? Post, did you need?
Stan is was
Everyone's gonna love it. Everyone's gonna love it. Everyone's gonna love it.